this
I didn't
first
know if they
meeting
received it
of
well.
2026.
I've only been there once.
One of the last meetings in this building. So do we have anybody that's coming in remotely that we need to acknowledge?
Christine is
Fine.
No, she's recording.
Okay. Mr. Tuning and Ms. Hanson are out this evening. And we're sorry for their absence, but pleased that they didn't because they're ill. And we'll have a roll call. Robbie Wilson.
Here.
Beth Justice. Bill Goldsmith is here. Alana Courtney.
Here.
And
Yeah.
What a way to start the year.
Not here.
All right. Having a quorum. Let's
I
go to
don't
the pledge.
know if you have a quorum.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Do I have a motion to adopt the agenda as presented?
So moved.
Thank you, Marjorie.
Oh, did you remember me? Guess that's all it took.
Second.
Motion to adjourn.
Any discussion?
And I have a second. Voice roll call.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Moving on. Mr. Costin.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of council, ladies and gentlemen. I see we're off to a rousing start in 2026. All right. Your first item for this first meeting of the year is basically a collection of organizational matters, beginning with the adoption of the 2026 meeting schedule. Before we go any further, please understand we had some technical difficulties literally putting the agenda together internationally. So there may be some things that are duplicated and then some things got left out there at your places if they got left out. So your first item is the meeting schedule agenda, which we basically have proposed the same second and fourth Thursday of each month at 6 o'clock, with this meeting and the next meeting being held here, with all the following meetings for the remainder of the year, subject to change, but at this point in time, for the remainder of the year at the Middlesex Volunteer Fire Department. Be happy to take any questions you have at this time.
That's where the meetings are going to be, the fire department?
Do you want motions as you go or do you?
Motions as we go, if you don't mind.
Okay,
Thank you.
I'll make a motion to adopt the 2026 meeting schedule and place of meeting as
Do I have a
presented.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right.
The next item 6B, is the election of the 2026 Mayor Pro Tem. This is for those very rare occasions where the mayor may not be able to attend a meeting. The Mayor Pro Tem serves as the chairman running the meeting.
Mr. Tuning has volunteered, and in his absence, I think it's only appropriate to nominate him as Mayor Pro Tem, as he's been. Unless somebody else wants.
Well, I thought maybe we should nominate Robbie.
I'm okay with that too.
So can I just suggest that there be actual nominations? What I'm understanding is that the mayor made a nomination. It does not require a second. Marjorie, you made a nomination, does not require a second. We vote on them in the order in which the nominations.
Okay.
And you need to ask if there are any other nominations.
Any other nominations? Can we have discussion?
I nominate Robbie.
Well, I understand. So Larry's been nominated.
I'm saying what she said.
We have to vote on Larry first.
Discuss though.
Oh.
Right. And I guess, are you accepting of the nomination?
I'll do it. I have no clue what I'm doing, but that's never stopped me.
Neither does Bill, but it's okay.
Would you promise to make them as short as Larry makes them when he's doing it?
The last time he did it, I was out too, so.
You promise to do that?
I'll do my best.
Don't drag them on.
All right.
Thank you.
I'm okay passing the torch, and I'm sure Larry would be as well.
So you want to withdraw that nomination?
I'll withdraw Larry's nomination.
Okay.
All right. So can we just do a voice vote on that?
Yeah.
All right,
As the vice chair.
all right. Marjorie Austin?
Yes.
Alana?
Yes.
I say yes. Beth?
Yes.
Is he allowed to vote for himself?
Abstain, plead the sixth.
All right.
I'll do it.
You vote stay.
Oh,
So Robbie Wilson is the mayor pro tem.
thanks.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
I'll help you.
Ready.
All right, the next item is the approval of 2026 board, committee, and commission appointments. There's only one change here, or you could count two changes, that Ms. Courtney asked to be taken off of water, but the mayor asked that she be placed on personnel. Other than that, it is the same arrangement as last year. If you'll recall, at your last meeting, you did your reappointments for those expiring on the December the 31st for a couple of the various boards and commissions, but this is focusing primarily on the committees. Happy to take any questions you have at this time.
Who is on the personnel committee now?
It's Larry,
Mayor.
Mary and me. And one of the reasons for moving Alana over there is that now the three people that are going to be here for additional 2 years will be one on each committee. You on water, Robbie on finance, and Alana on personnel to have a little more institutional memory.
Okay, because I had asked before to be on the personnel committee, was
Right.
denied due to Larry and Mary
Right.
being on longer. So.
Well, I'm not smart enough to be on the water committee. I understand all that. I thought it would be a water, a faucet and it was way technical for me.
It is.
So are you
I-
asking to be on personnel or are you?
No, I just wanted to point that out.
Right.
That I had done that in the past and was denied.
Well, I had requested something too and was denied, so.
Yeah.
All
Okay, I'll make a motion for the approval of the 2026 board, committee, and commissions appointments.
Do I have a
As
second on
presented.
that?
Second.
Any further discussion? Is that one voice vote or
Roll call.
roll call? All right. Marjorie Austin?
Yes.
Alana
Lonnie
Court?
Courtney, yes.
Yeah, say your names as I
I'll help
point.
you out.
I say yes. That's Justice.
Yes.
Robbie Wilson.
Yes.
Okay. Bylaws and
All
Code
right,
of ethics.
this will be the final item on the organizational matters, which is review the bylaws and code of ethics. Those are before you. These are the same ones as has been in place since 2025. With the new calendar year, the council has the opportunity to review. I will point out that there was a review and changes made recently. But you can take this opportunity now to make any other changes that you care to. Be happy to take any questions you have. But there have been no changes since your changes, and I believe it was October. Yes, October.
Okay.
Was there I don't recall this happening, so I want to ask, was there anything done about a business that is not being run right or being where it's at and it shouldn't be? I don't know if I should say what I'm talking about. Okay.
I think that would be a separate zoning
there-
matter. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Sorry about that.
That's it.
Thank you for that. The question.
I didn't-
Curiosity's killing me.
I wasn't sure what I could say, but I think that I can make the motion to
It appears that you said,
accept
get an answer.
the bylaws and the code of ethics as presented.
All right. Do I have a second on that?
I'll second it.
All right. We'll go from the other end. Robbie Wilson.
Sure. Yes.
That's Justice.
Yes.
Alana Courtney.
Yes.
Marjorie Austin.
Yes.
And I say yes. So it's unanimous on that one. Now we have the minutes from December 11th. Do I have a motion to accept the minutes as presented?
So moved.
I have a second on that one.
Second.
All in, any discussion?
Mm-mm.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, on to the staff reports.
Normally I say thank you again, but I've been up here the whole time. So this is my December report. Meetings attended, including Planning Commission, the Public Access Authority, Finance and Personnel Committee in the closing of the 300 Virginia Street, as well as virtually the Regional All Hazards Planning Committee. Activity in several areas was interrupted by efforts to address the Marina Bridge. I'll speak in detail to the bridge's situation under a separate agenda item. Have no updates as to the no wake signs being replaced.
So you just you're still waiting on VMRC to get back to you on that?
Yes.
Just questions. I'm
You-
sorry.
No, no, all means, yeah,
Okay.
I am, and I have pinged them. I probably haven't pinged them enough, but other events kind of
Yeah, I
overshadowed.
understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want me to ping? I know a couple of the VMRC people,
Uh,
or do you want to just let this sit for a little bit? It'd be good to get this fixed before spring.
before
Yeah.
spring, yeah.
Because it protects the
Um,
boats in the marina.
I'm
Yeah.
all for anybody that has a resource and a network to use it.
I'll say if I got any, I'll try.
Okay.
So,
All right. Let me see. Dominion addressed one of the three pole bases along Virginia Street, and a local contractor has been tasked to reset pavers at the other two.
Is that on Virginia Street?
They were on Virginia Street.
Okay.
Hmm.
Because there's also one on Cross, right? At the
There's
corner?
one at the intersection of Cross and Virginia, but they're all on Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's been an injury,
Right.
so just want to make sure that it's all in the right place of being repaired. That's all.
That would be the one, if we're talking about the same thing, that would be the one that Dominion put the gravel in.
Okay.
Okay, okay. We've got some other infrastructure concerns. Some good news. VDH advised via letter, our request for waiver of certain chemical testing in water was approved, and the water tank was inspected externally, and we await those results. There are cost items, or many items that we'll take up from Finance Committee, which will be reported either later tonight or as part of the development for the fiscal year 2026-27 budget. I kind of skipped over a paragraph, and that's the paragraph about the move. We've been packing, we've been discarding. We've done some transfer of items at the time of this report over to 300. But I will tell you that, today we really implemented the big move. This room at 9 o'clock this morning was loaded with about 50 boxes. Those are all over there. Some of the furniture is over there. We started the day moving things, furniture that was left behind at 300 to open up space for furniture to come over this way. So the IT is set up, ready to go. We actually even rekeyed the locks today. Locksmith came in and rekeyed the locks. So I would like to provide the ceremony of Mr. Mayor. Here's your key.
Great.
It's key number 1 of 12. Okay. I took 6 because I'm usually in the middle of things. So here's number 1.
Number one.
Number 1.
Okay.
However, I will ask you to sign for that later and return your other key.
Okay, will do.
All right. So that's it on my report. You have the treasurer's report, and then illness. I'm sure Michelle, I hope Michelle's feeling better, and then delayed travel from the clerk. But you have their reports. If you have any questions on those, I can try to answer them for you.
Nope.
All right, here and then, I will sit down for committee reports. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right. Finance,
Yeah, we have a lot going on. We had a meeting on the 28th. A lot of that gets covered tonight, so I'll skip over most of it. We had like 8 different subjects of quotes to go through, figure out what we wanted to try to push now to this meeting to get approved, get them done. And what we should table and try to budget for next year in our normal budgeting process. So the big one being, well, the bridge popped up. That was an item that we had money. We had a line item to get an engineer out here. And of course, the engineer showed up and started that whole thing. I have to say though, as much as it stinks, I'm not disappointed because at least nothing now gets hurt by the thing. So on a little bit higher note, what I thought was more important and the committee, we all agreed, is the water tower repair. That's coming up tonight. Wheelhouse, yeah, wellhouse repair. So that got pushed to the top to get it done. We had money in the budget for it, so financially, no big deal there. We've got some museum stuff we're planning on budgeting. If you want specifics, let me know. Special events, one being the drone show. You just want to hold that till we talk about the bridge? Okay. Two more projects I was working on, which unfortunately, we decided to table due to all the bigger items we have going on right now, is a slide for the pool. Took a while. When that pool was built, which is before my time, some forethought was put into it. The deck was plumbed with a 2-inch line, I believe, for water to feed a slide there. And it would be on the side that's facing the long side of the sidewalk is at, up in the deep end corner. The depth of the pool is correct. The deck has already got water going to it. Basically, the pool is set up for a slide. I worked with Paddock Pools, who did the design on the pool. Got a quote, and I got pictures. Anybody's interested, and then I bring this up for the public as a comment. We've decided right now to table this due to the cost, which I'm about to tell you, and then you're all going to be stunned. But it was $95,000 for a commercial grade compact slide that won't eat up the deck.
Oh.
So that's a lot of money. Now, I will tell you, we have the Tabor Fund and we have the Tabor Fund policy in place. So if we wanted to, we could pay for it out of there. But as the committee, we all agree that's a lot of money. It's hard to sit there and justify spending that kind of money on a slide.
So you're
Ma'am?
not getting other estimates? You're just
Well,
going to go with the
we-
one?
Just went with him. He's who did originally the construction. And I've thought about that. I can go and try to get another company to
I think
come
we
in,
need
quote, but
more than one.
knowing, I'll tell you this. I did check the quote because I took the price of the equipment that was in the quote, looked around, found similar pricing elsewhere. So I don't feel like Paddock is trying to rip us off in any.
I wasn't in
So yeah,
saying that. I'm just,
I feel like $50,000 to $100,000 is unfortunately what it costs, which, I was looking for a $300 thing off of Craigslist when I started this. So I bring it up I believe we kind of talked about it in the finance committee. If the public is interested in this, I think, and if we could raise some money to ease the cost on the town, I think we can make this happen. And I'll be willing to head it up. I just haven't when I mentioned the number, everybody immediately just kind of drops the idea, and I'm okay with that for now. That's where we're at.
And if you did have a price for a less expensive slide, but it took up more
Yeah,
space
it
on
was
the deck.
a straight staircase, and it was going to eat up too much deck. I feel like for our swim meets. So
well, I know the swim meets are important without a doubt, but so is our community.
yeah,
Right.
I agree. The one thing financially, you look at it, the slide is fun. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I'd love to get on the thing and go down it, but it doesn't, unfortunately, do anything to really help us. We were hoping it would give us a little bit of a cooling effect on the pool, but after talking to Ward at Paddock, he's saying the flow required is not going to be enough to actually affect the pool temperature at all. It's not like we can charge extra to use it. It's not like water park grade. So that's where we're at on that.
Mm.
Any
Thank you.
feedback's appreciated. I feel like, I chased that one down pretty good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Playground equipment. I got quotes. There was a grant it was an advertisement from a vendor. Michelle forwarded it to me. They had some grants for playground equipment. I got quotes on it. They gave me a pretty nice design for, it looked like a sailing ship, a really good looking piece of equipment. It would fit the scheme of the town. I mean, it looked fantastic. Unfortunately, that didn't qualify under the grant. There were some other items on there, like a brick climbing arch, which would look nice, and it wasn't terribly expensive. We could probably buy that outright. But at this point, we've decided to just table adding anything to the playground because of everything else we've got going on between the town hall, Brent Ridge, and everything else. So
Any other questions for Robbie?
Good job.
that's about it. It's a lot. So
All right. Water didn't meet in the overlap. It was mostly a financial thing with the water because it's physical structure that, and that's going to come up later. Events. Do you have anything for events? Okay. And personnel, that's going to be taken care of when we present the new personnel policy, but there wasn't really a meeting. I don't think since the last time we reported. All right. Public comment. Who do we have over there?
No one signed up, Mr. Mayor.
Excuse me. I'd like to speak. I was waiting for your report to see if you said anything. All right, hold on a minute.
What you can, here. hold
No,
on.
I get it. I got it.
No, she's got to stand.
Christy Ann Zavino, 350 Howard Street. In my walking, I'm back to walking. I've got Mickey pretty well trained. What day did I don't get trash pickup. So what day was it last week that the last day that they picked up?
Tuesday.
Friday?
Tuesday.
Thursday.
Tuesday.
There was an awful lot of garbage left. And I don't want to say garbage, broken glass, little pieces, batteries, et cetera, trash.
Where was this?
Mostly on our street. Howard Street had a couple good spells.
You had one in front of your house, but we swept that up.
I had one what in front of my house.
A spill of glass
Me-
and stuff that
middle-
comes out of the trash truck.
The middle part of Howard also
It
did
comes
have
out of the
it.
trash truck.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. And then you can see
The line.
he's dripping something and it's black.
It's called trash juice, and that's not allowed under the law.
Well, it's all over our town.
So the new truck is not as good as the trailer.
No,
No.
no. I haven't seen that occur in the last year.
Well, right. He had a trailer.
Yeah, the trailer
Okay.
didn't put out, I mean, it did, but not like that. I mean, we took a commercial dustpan with a handle and a broom and went
It's nice of you.
to different places and swept it all up so that
Okay.
people wouldn't run over the
Well,
Get
Did
that-
somebody talk to the trash people?
I got the complaint a couple of days after Tuesday, and I've already sent an email to the contractor. And specified the locations that were specified to me, but it sounds like there were some additional ones. So I'll double back with him.
You can see where it is because there's a line that's as wide as the trash truck.
Mhm.
And then the whatever that other stuff that comes out isn't every time they stop, but after they've been a little bit, you'll see those big drops.
You can follow the path.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Am I allowed to?
When's trash day? When do they come?
Tuesday,
Is that the only day?
just
Mhm.
right now, yeah.
And
summertime it expands.
another, yeah, and another reminder about keeping your garbage enclosed because if it's only one time a week. Okay, anyway, can I make a reply to Robbie? Thank you very much for doing all that work. I kind of gave up on it. But I just would like to put a plug in. If there's any way we can get one in, I think it would do a lot for our kids, the few kids that we have. But, you know, I hear a lot sometimes, well, there's nothing to do. I mean, a slide would,
Uh,
for the little ones, maybe not the teenagers, but anyway, thank you, Robbie, for doing all that. I know it's a lot of work.
Okay.
And for specificity, I got the complaint on Tuesday the 6th, and I reached out to the contractor on Tuesday the 6th.
Who's the contractor?
It's,
I made the complaint and Ted did act on it after I told him. I was still at the office when I heard him speak so I'm just saying I made the complaint because I'm the one that swept up
Yeah.
the mess.
All right.
And I
Did a good call.
also, I'm just gonna put this out there real quick. I offered to help with boxes or whatever. I told Michelle the other day I could throw some stuff in my Jeep, carry it over and drop it off, if needed. So just so you guys know that if there's help needed, I'm there.
Thank you. All right, moving over to old business.
okay. So I apologize again. We are without our AV experts. So I would like to put this up on the screen. But if you were with us in July, you'll remember we did sort of a strategic planning mid-year assessment. Council has at their places this, it's not in color, but you've got the, this is sort of the final on 2025 from your strategic plan that you did back in beginning of 2025. That was January the 8th. I'm sorry, I'm not sure what date that was, but your first priority, and for those that don't know, the process has been, I asked the council members to give me their top 5 priorities. And then I tally those top 5 priorities with the council members, number 1 being 5 points, and you work on down the line, and then you total up everything. Okay. So where it broke out, the priority number 1, and after the tally, the council can move things up and down regardless of the numbers. But where we finished up was the priority number 1 was closing on purchase of 390 Street or move to an alternative. Well, the final update is the alternate was successfully pursued and the move is underway. Now, I also used a green, yellow, red. Green means we were either accomplished or made good progress. Yellow was we're still working on it. Red was we were behind. This one went from red to yellow.
And then disappeared. 390.
Priority 2, water system infrastructure upgrades and revenue sources. Cartograph continues to be updated. Well number 3 was terminated and well number 6 is online fully with VDH. VDH and other finance sources have been engaged. And of course, we have to discuss the well house issue. And I think what most folks have thought about have been the actual lines. We're now having to look at the source, the well house itself. So I had that as yellow. Priority 3, increase pool revenues. This was a red, stays a red. The mid-year report was at the mid-year of the pool, and since then we ended up with having 3 pool parties. One business took up a banner. No businesses took advantage of the employee memberships. The foods, so that's kind of where we ended up for 25. Now, looking ahead to 26, the food service solicitation has been drafted. And the special events committee could consider fundraising events.
And then
Yeah.
while we were working on the slide, I put that on the list, is trying to get something to get people to come there. I also talked to him about, because he used to, I'm talking about he being awarded paddock pools. He was in charge of some country club out in western part of Richmond, and they built this huge slide complex and managed to bring in a whole bunch of membership and make themselves very cash positive. So I floated that idea, and he was saying that he thought we'd have to to really get people to come, we'd have to put in like a tower with a small landing pool and a splash pad. And I said, well, just ballpark how much? And he said, $400,000 to $500,000. So scratching that off of the list of possible ideas.
We're also starting to run out of room.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know you notice when there's a slide, we have to look at the depth where it's entering for safety reasons.
Yeah. Yeah, he was saying this would have required its own landing pool. Anyway, that idea is gone. So anybody has any ideas, let me know.
Can I ask what the pool figures were for 2025?
You can, I don't have them right at my fingertips, but we
Yeah.
can get them to you in terms of expenditures and revenue.
Yeah.
I can get them to you.
Uh-huh.
When is
Good
the,
to all council.
when is the food service solicitation going out, since we already have?
I'm hoping to have it out by the end of the month. I've got a draft done, but one of the issues is what appliances we can provide. And the refrigerator was taken out for,
Because we do have the one business that will put everything in it needed.
and that's, the solicitation's been open, kind of open, written open-ended, so that if you have, we'd like to get a little bit of pay off of it. But, we have the criteria of the lifeguards would like to have a place to store their food. And basically it's like, okay, if you can meet these criteria, that's great. Give us a bid. If there's something in here that you can't meet, give us a bid. And so perhaps if a bidder would provide their own appliances, that would be viewed more favorably than us having to buy the appliances.
Oh, yeah, they were going to provide everything.
Yep.
Paint it, signage, promote it.
I'll circulate the draft when it's finished up. Okay, priority 4, resolve Virginia Street terminus issue. You all, last year, you rejected the sale option. The survey has been completed on the property. Council voted to accept the no-cost offer of Northern Neck Native Plant Company to initially plant and restore the land. That planting began on July the 3rd, but it was disturbed on July the 5th. And subsequently, it needs to be resumed with the planting season in 2026. And I have reached out to the vendor to see when he could pick that back up.
And the sign.
The sign is in the works, along with trying to move one of the picnic tables to partially block the access.
No, the sign's been in the works for a year and a half.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm trying.
Yeah.
All I can
I
tell
mean,
you
I can
is I'm
get a
trying.
sign made for you.
Yeah, I
And
could
when
get a
we-
sign.
Well, we've got sign order. We have multiple sign orders that we need to have done. We need a handicap sign in the,
Couldn't care less about any of that. I just want to get a sign down there.
okay.
Sandy Sturgill said they keep pulling in there and backing in there. They just backed over
She is absolutely correct.
Ladley's fence.
She is absolutely correct. I've gone down there and reset those no parking barriers multiple times. That's why I don't think a sign is going to be the solution. The solution is going to be a picnic table that blocks out 10 of the 20 feet that has to be reserved. And I'm going to also tell you that during Oyster Festival, we had a vendor who's been there for years block the entire
Yeah.
thing. Okay. But this year we heard about it. I even went to that vendor because they parked deep into the property and said, guys, don't park this deep anymore. You're way too deep. Okay. This is going to be a darn if you do, darn if you don't, because if you block 10 feet and you got to leave the 20 feet open for the emergency access, people are going to take advantage of that 20 feet and they're going to run whatever they can run down into the bottom.
And it's not just our property. I got a complaint from an adjoining property owner that they have a piece of tape up to block access. And every time they go down there, the tape is missing and there's ruts where somebody has pulled in there. So I don't know who needs to turn around that much.
On the town's property
No, next door.
One of the
Oh.
adjacent, yeah.
at Ladney's.
I'm talking about the sign that says Payne's Landing.
Oh, that one. Okay.
The identification sign.
Yeah.
All right. I will,
I mean, I'll go down there with Tammy Putney at midnight. We'll put something up. I guarantee you they won't get down that piece of property. And it can
Well,
happen in the
maybe-
dead of night.
maybe-
You all don't know anything about anything.
Maybe when VDOT moves the blocks for us from the bridge, we can block, but again, we have to leave 20 feet open. And those, the same people
Cordon it
that,
off, but they can bust through it easily.
the same people that are complaining about people going in there and turning around also complain about people blocking it. So we can't block it. We cannot completely block it. So people are going to go in there and turn around and mess it up because we can't block it. There's a reserved 20-foot easement for the emergency access.
I agree, but isn't there a way to put something across where, and the emergency people know they just go through it? I mean, it's not a
If
big deal.
I can approach the condominium association and see if they're agreeable to that, that basically there's a fence that, and most fire apparatus brings in bolt cutters so they can just blow through it.
Just
Have
go
it drive through it.
Okay.
Something we can drive through. Yeah, and just that way it's all secure.
All right, priority number 5, the Independence Day fireworks. Basically the cost of that in the insurance and other factors, the option was to go with a drone display. I think overall that was successful. The Special Events Committee reviewed for improvements in securing the same vendors for next year. Those vendors have come back with an 80% increase. And so the costs are becoming prohibitive in consideration of other infrastructure needs. So I've got this scored as a green. Remember, we're reviewing 2025. We're not talking about 2026. That'll be at our next meeting. But that's that's kind of where we are with that one. Oyster Festival participation, the return. We did some things to support the Oyster Festival this year, like try to address the access issue at their request. We considered a logo on the water tank that was deemed too costly, but we are awaiting their financial report. But I had that as a green because of the support that we gave them. Zoning enforcement, again, this is always an ongoing activity. I'll run a couple of quick numbers for you. 24, we had 6 zoning approvals for building. In 25, we had 18. Violations closed in 24, 1, closed in 25, 4. I'm still working 3. Code interpretations, there was 1 in 24, I had 2 in 25. So you see the numbers there. I just have this as a yellow again because it's an ongoing issue. Past water due collection, this one I said back in July was all green. Lambeau Leap at the field, that's how green it was. This is continuing to be a nice green. Maribel tells me that there are some customers that routinely go at least 30 days in arrears, but they don't let 60 days happen. Nobody's letting 60 days happen because we've changed the process. We send them the notice that they've got so many days to pay up or have the shut-offs performed. We did some shut-offs at the beginning of the year. After that initial batch, we haven't done any shut-offs.
I will say that
Or
before
paid.
I got elected, I was a little bit skeptical of having a position just to run the water system. But between the fact that this is like the most successful thing since I've been here, which has only been a year, and looking at the numbers of the water system, I mean, you can totally justify that position. And she's doing a fantastic job. So that's my unsolicited opinion on priority 8.
I'll convey that to her tomorrow. Personnel policy, the personnel committee has, I think this was reported earlier, has met with the town attorney on the road ahead for presentation of the next council meeting. And then also the priority 10 was timely responsiveness by the council. I think that issue was addressed by personnel with council. Strategic planning, this is the final tally. In July, there were 2 reds. There's now 1 red. In July, there were 4 yellows. There are now 5 yellows. And in July, there were 4 greens. There are now 4 greens. And looking to 2026, and I've gotten most of everybody's top 5, continuing to focus on pool revenues, Oyster Festival support, but expand that to the UBA and Main Street, particularly for event coordination, complete the personnel policy, and then add consideration of the code adoption, boundary line adjustment, and all the infrastructure needs and improvements. So that's kind of my assessment. I mean, you all might see things differently individually or collectively, but all in all, not a bad year.
Good job.
Well, there's something that's involved with that and goes back to the committee reports. Marjorie, did you ever get anybody to bite on any funding for Locust?
There was a couple people that were interested in helping with that until the sightline issue was brought up and not knowing if any trees could be taken down. So if I know anything about the trees, I can take that further. Had almost $5,000, $4,500 that they were willing, but I mean, I could have gotten more. I just stopped because
Right.
I don't know about the trees.
Is this we're talking water fountain?
The water tower
Water
painting,
tower painting?
painting Urbanna on
I
it.
think that's the stupidest idea I've ever heard in my whole life.
But it
I
wasn't
mean,
gonna
nobody
cost
sees it,
this
nobody
town
sees it.
anything.
That,
Well, that's why I'm saying you
$15,000.
can't,
It's not
Okay,
nothing.
okay,
It's
all
been
right.
painted in 10
All right.
years.
wait,
yeah,
you can't,
but no, stop.
You never convinced me.
and with not knowing if we could take down the trees.
Right, it's a sight line.
Down the
So-
trees over my
Not,
head,
not
buddy.
take down the trees, but
Okay. We know where it is. Moving on. All right, new business.
This would be the 26 and 27 pool management. Since opening the new pool, the day-to-day management has been contracted out to Signature Pools. The effort to recruit by town staff over 2 years has resulted in a total of 4 applications for lifeguards and 1 for pool manager, not enough to operate the pool. Signature has been able to fill these roles primarily as they provide the same services to several pools in the area. Complaints have been few and quickly resolved. Signature has been very accommodating to support the WISE program, the swim team operations, rentals, and summer reading kickoff sponsored by the library. The fiscal impact would be $65,970 a year. That's 26 and 27 for a total. You have to total those two figures for your total. So basically, they're giving us a price lock in 26 for 27. The staff recommendation is the same as the council requested action, which is to authorize the town administrator to execute the agreement with Signature Pool for services in 26 and 27 at the price of $65,970 for 26 and $65,970 for 27. Be happy to take any questions you have, and the documents are follow the summary.
I have a comment on this. I mean, as we know, this pool's costing us quite a bit of money. It is, in that case, I don't know what to say other than think about how much it would cost to hire an employee, pay them benefits, then hire individual lifeguards, train the lifeguards, because you can't just throw somebody on a chair nowadays and give them a whistle. And these guys are giving us a price lock for 2 years. So for that reason, I supported the approval of this. I think that it'd be a no-brainer not to lock in 27's price. And
And just as another comment, because I know it comes up and it dovetails with the question that Alana asked, and that is that when we went into this, if you look back in the record, there was questions about what this pool was going to cost us to run it on an annual basis. And the number that I presented was based on what it costs Essex County, where they have budgeted $80,000 a year for the cost of running their pool. And so that was the number that I was working from and presented to the public at this pack going back to 4 years ago. With that being said, with inflation the way it's been, it makes 65 seem more reasonable. It was also, if you think back, the town always spent $30,000 to $40,000 in the 2019 and before, that was just out of pocket from tax dollars. And at least it was the goal that I presented, that with membership, we could keep it so the bleeding wouldn't be any more than that for the town to sustain a pool as a quality of life issue going forward. And with $65,000, I think that's where we are. It would be great if that number got to zero. I don't know that it will ever be realistically zero. So at any rate, that's just a little walk down memory lane.
Thank you, Bill.
So was that a motion that you made, Robbie?
Yeah, I'll make the motion that we go ahead. What does it say here in the packet? I move to authorize the town administrator to execute the agreement with Signature Pools for 2026 and 27 as presented.
Second.
Any further discussion? All right, that can be a voice vote, right?
No.
Nope. Roll call. Marjorie Austin,
Yes.
Alana Courtney.
Abstain.
I say yes. Beth Justice
Yes.
and Robbie Wilson.
Yes.
All right. On to the Marina Bridge.
You all have public pictures. I'll pass the two sets that were intended for Mr. Tuning and Ms. Hanson out.
What's that?
No, we're good. So being on notice that the marina was in bad condition as early as 2011, the town has avoided a great deal of liability. The situation's improved with the complete closure and back blockage of the bridge to vehicular traffic. However, new potential liabilities arise. While it may not have been safe for fire EMS to cross the bridge, they could, now they cannot. We now have a relationship with an engineering firm recommended by VDOT, Whitman, Record and Associates, LLP, who has a relationship with a bridge construction company, Coco Singh. It's imperative all time and industry be given to establish a bridge over bridge, or what some people call a turtle bridge, that includes contracting the construction not so much to limit inconvenience to our marina residents, but address public safety shortfalls. There's some inaccuracies that were reported in the paper, so I want to take time and kind of walk folks through how this happened. The more recent activity concerning the bridge came about as I initiated the contact with Whitman Record and other engineering companies in hopes we would get a grant for which we've already applied. The grant would address pre-engineering on the bridge, but be it repair or replacement. I asked all companies for an estimate of what pre-engineering would cost so we could use their estimate for the upcoming budget preparation. Regardless, if we did not get the grant and knowing the bridge's 2011 condition, we still needed estimates as the bridge still needed critical attention. I'm impressed with this firm because of all the firms contacted for an estimate, they took the time to look at the bridge on December the 15th and document what they saw while under no contractual obligation professionally, recognized a professional duty to advise us to close the bridge on December the 16th. That day, after consulting with the mayor and the town attorney, she shared the 2011 assessment documents with another engineer whose opinion was the bridge should have been closed in 2011. At the same time, Whitman Record contacted VDOT's district bridge engineer. That's the person that I got the three firms from, who reviewed their findings. While not a bridge under VDOT control, they corresponded with advice to close the bridge. Bridge closure occurred in the evening of December the 16th to a limited degree with the mayor's help, and then in total on December the 19th, thanks to VDOT. During the holidays, work was done to find financial assistance, and that continues, including a call that I had yesterday with the Marine Administration under the U.S. Department of Transportation. That grant we're not eligible for that. This also includes communications with Delegate Keith Hodges, who has agreed to put in a special appropriation bill to fund repair or replacement of the bridge. The delegates needed some information, and to produce that information, We again reached out, working with Whitman Reckart and Associates, as well as Cocosing for that number, anticipating replacement. Now, that was a conference call that I had with the engineering company as well as the town attorney, and she's going to speak to some of the contractual issues in just a moment. But I want you to remember that we can't be guaranteed of any General Assembly funding. He'll make the best effort that he can, but there's no guarantee that some other project will override. I heard in the news the other day, there's a very large amount of money being asked by Richmond for their water system. And since the water system serves those attending the General Assembly, there's probably a slight advantage there. The staff recommend, okay, the financial impact. Folks, we're talking up to $5 million. And now that's based on a verbal estimate. And this will require a delay until at least the next budget year for many desired projects, including the drone show, fireworks, pool slide, playground equipment, which Mr. Wilson's alluded to. Staff recommendations: maintain the closure, secure a contract to engage Whitman Reckart and Associates and Cocosing to establish a temporary workaround, like again, a bridge over bridge, so as to reopen the marina to vehicular traffic, then pursue engineering and construction for permanent repair or replacement, but most likely, as I said, but most likely replacement. At this point, I'd like to turn it over to the town attorney so she can talk to you about some of the contractual issues involved here, and then let you all have your discussion or take any, we'll take any questions you have. The pictures that you've seen, those were taken by the engineer that actually went and looked at the bridge. And you can see displacement of sidewalls. You can see those cables hanging down are not to keep kayakers from going in and out. They're actually supports to the steel supports that you see exposed with breaking concrete.
Rebar.
Yeah, it's rebar that's now hanging down. That's not supposed to be part
Right.
of the bridge. If I can add a couple things. One, for the request to be made in the General Assembly, Delegate Hodges needs a number fairly quickly. And this particular firm that Mr. Costin is referring to has shown some initiative with respect to trying to get some numbers for us. That's one. Also, I know that Mr. Costin has had conversations with Louis Lawrence for the Public Access Authority, and we've discussed, he's reached out to the boating infrastructure grant people. The big people, the boating infrastructure grant people are supposed to be helping us with transient boating, which typically would be involved with, for example, the marina, but not the boat ramp, because you have to be here to use the boat ramp as compared to coming here. But the play on that is that we can't service the marina or keep the marina open if we can't get to it. And so for the big grant people to be able to maintain their investment in our marina, we need to have a bridge. And so they should, potentially help us find some grant money to replace that bridge.
We have talked to the big grant folks. And they're looking to see if the bridge would even be eligible.
Right.
And we've made arguments with VDOT for different reasons. VDOT viewed it as a private bridge. I corrected them and told them it was a municipal bridge. It was a governmental bridge, but it's not a VDOT bridge. So they have been gracious enough.
Meaning not a state bridge.
Not a state bridge.
Right.
But they have been gracious enough that they're the ones that dropped in the blocks to, and they have also, I'll have to admit, I missed it the first time I went down there, but there is a sign that says bridge closed. As you're coming down the hill, it's on the left. But they put that up for us as well.
Are we renting those blockades or they're, okay,
They're ours.
okay,
Well, they're theirs, but they're ours.
theirs, but yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Can
What-
we give them the bridge?
Uh,
I made that offer. First, so you know, I tried to sell them the bridge because how often do you get to sell somebody a bridge? And they didn't bite on that one. They didn't bite on it free. But the bridge, this is one of the issues. I think there was some confusion in the article. The bridge is our bridge. It is not VMRC's bridge. It is not VDOT's bridge. It's not anybody else's bridge, but our bridge. But I do want to also emphasize that this engineering firm that we're working with, they've already done work, and they've done work, you know, out of the goodness of their heart. I want to give them a compliment for what they've done. And like I said,
And what's the name of the firm?
Reichert, it's in my notes.
It's gonna give them some free advertisement.
But they've been very, very good to work with. They've been very good to work with.
Can,
Oh.
I know people need to get into that area, but could we move the boat ramp to this side and just put like pedestrian type bridge across there instead of a big $5 million bridge?
So
Well, we
Maybe
don't
I-
own that property. I mean, are you talking about coming to the other side of the bridge with the boat ramp? We don't own that property.
Yeah.
I'll let, Andrea has some contractual issues.
So last week I spoke with Delegate Hodges at some length. And then I also spoke with one of the partners at the engineering firm. He was kind enough to call me. They were really closed for 2 weeks, not back in the office until this week. Delegate Hodges has some novel ideas for getting funding. And, we certainly appreciate his willingness to put in a budget amendment so that we might be able to get some money. The way that he's looking to do that is he has some ideas to save money on the state budget in other areas. And he's hoping that if he's successful with that, then that will allow our budget amendment to be funded. With the change in the legislature or the General Assembly, it's hard to say how anything is going to go, but it is a great idea. I have begun drafting the budget amendment as requested by Delegate Hodges. And then last week I spoke with one of the partners about like how much money do we think that this might cost. And we had a conference call with the engineers this week, Ted and I did, and they are going to give us a number by tomorrow that I can drop into the budget amendment to give that to Delegate Hodges. It is not a completely rough number that they're going to give us, but it's a best reliable number at this time. I have drafted a contract for us to consider with this engineering firm for council to look at. And they are also going to be preparing a scope of services and an estimated timeline and price that I will then plug into the draft contract. Maybe that would be at the February meeting. You think so, Ted? They have a lot of questions about a lot of things. And one of the things that we've asked them to provide is both kind of a long-term repair of the bridge, but also, bless you, an interim solution. Like what might we be able to do in the meantime so that we can get this access back open, especially as the warmer weather approaches. So, it seems like there are some options for an interim solution. I'm very optimistic about that. So I think that the bridge project is going to take a while. I think that there's a fair amount of due diligence that the engineering firm is going to have to do. Like they said, oh, well, we need to know about overhead lines. And, they have all these engineering questions, which is good. And I think it's going to take them a while to do all of that. They've got geotechnical work and so on and so forth. And then, of course, the actual repair
I think will take a while. So if we can get an interim solution, that would really be wonderful. Do you have any questions about the contract?
No, I mean, you're not ready to give us a dollar figure on what we need to retain them, are you? We're not that far along.
No,
yet.
they're going to be giving that to us in a proposal.
And that's due to you tomorrow?
To Delegate Hodges, the budget
Oh,
amendment.
okay, okay, sorry.
Yeah, and
I
that's just a
misunderstood.
rough number for the cost of repairing the bridge.
Right, but we need to get them on retainer, get their services started, so we have a real idea.
Their services have been started. They're going to include that in those documents. And then once council approves it, then we can pay them for the work that they've already done. They really have been quite generous. They came right away and looked at the bridge and have been extremely responsive. So
Nice.
they said, we had some discussion about doing kind of like a preliminary contract. And they said that they were fine. Let's just do a contract and then move forward that way. So they've dedicated their efforts this week to coming up with a number as opposed to preparing a scope of work and a price and all that.
Do we have an actual price or an estimate of what it's gonna cost?
No,
Okay, good.
Well, Ted kind of intimated 5 million, didn't
we don't know.
he? Mhm.
I said 5 million. I'm a
Can't
lawyer.
imagine.
We had, going back to whenever it was 2018, there was a $500,000 to $1 million budget or proposal that wasn't hard and fast. Nobody looked at it. It was just a number that was thrown out by somebody.
Right.
But that's even in 2018 dollars, that'd still be $2 million.
Well, last week when I was really pushing the engineer with whom I was speaking to spitball a number, I made a joke and I said, well, if you don't give me a number, I'm going to put in 5 million. He comes back and he says, okay, like, I don't know, this is very general, maybe 4.5 to 5.5 million. I'm like, I was right. And he said, yeah, well, he goes, I'd really like to give you a more refined number. And so I spoke with Delegate Hodges and, we're going to get that into him. He gave us a little more time. We don't know.
Legally, who determines how much water flow we have to allow through that opening?
Oh,
that's
an interesting question.
the
Like if
state.
I go down there and throw some beavers in there and they dam the thing up for us,
I like
who's
it.
going to complain about that? Not that that's a valid option, but you see my point,
It's a
right?
great option.
Somebody, somebody owns that little pond area.
Mm,
I don't know who
if-
owns it. Does a condo
Cove,
close to you?
Yeah.
public water, right?
It is public water, so it's going to be a state agency that
Rich
tells
White and
us
who?
about that.
Yeah, Rich.
Because, I mean, there's oysters in
Mr.
there.
Mayor, you've got too many people.
There's oyster beds
yeah.
in there.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Oh,
But wait, no, it's not a general discussion. I'm sorry. That's all right.
Okay.
But it goes.
Mr. Mayor.
It's all right. Thank you for understanding.
So, Mr. Wilson, it would be a state agency that gives us direction and guidance about the water underneath it.
And that would be the engineers would work with.
That, yes.
Okay.
hmm
Because I think that's our first step. What do we have to put back?
Well, that's what they're gonna.
That's
what the
That's
engineer-
Yeah, that's what they're looking at.
Right.
Yeah, is what other agencies are they gonna have to work with? If I can, to your point, I've already spoken to the Army Corps of Engineers for a different reason, trying to find a bridge pre-built that could be dropped in there. My contact with them is a permitting guy. He's trying to get me over to the construction side. The permitting guy said, we're not, when this comes in as a joint permit, okay, think the kayak launch. Think the 7 different state, federal, local agencies we had to go through for the kayak launch.
Right.
You're in the same, no pun intended, you're in the same boat, but it's a bigger boat. Okay.
Shallow. boat.
So
Very
yeah. So we have, he said that basically once that application hits them, Army Corps has nothing to do with it because they've got an agreement with the Coast Guard. So the Coast Guard's going to review it. So now we're into at least 8. So
But the
this is what you,
engineering firm
it has-
has established relationships with all these people.
so they're going to handle that as part of their contract if you bring them on, and you don't really have much choice here.
Where does Mr. Montague's property go to on this side of the bridge?
Yeah, we have looked at that in order to make sure that we are doing, working within property that we own, and we would be working within the area that
No,
we
no,
own.
I don't, no, what?
It's on his side. Mr. Bonnegue. He's on land. He ends at the end of the land.
Okay,
It stops at the beginning of the bridge.
okay.
Okay, that's a bit, yeah.
Then how do we have the dinghy dock and all that out there? Because it's the water and not the land?
Because it was previously permitted, probably.
Well, the answer, yes, because as you're coming down Oyster Road, you cross the bridge. Once you cross the bridge, all that land wraps this way. So if you will, the ramp is here. All the piers are around this side. But the land that if we had a plat, I could show you, it's a lot easier to see on a plat. But basically the dock, the boat ramp is in like the very front corner of our property.
Okay.
So from the boat ramp all the way back around, back to the bridge, all ours.
So anything in front of the bridge going down, I mean, when I'm going down, before I get to the bridge, anything this side of that bridge is Mr. Montague's
Yep.
property?
Right.
Okay,
Which is the Oyster Road easement.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a question. Did we reach out to Rob Whitman, our senator, and see if there's anything he could do?
Not yet.
Yeah, I think it's really just been a scramble. Yeah, so far. But yeah, that's a great idea.
Because he's local, he's Warsaw,
Mm.
and he's state.
That's a
And
great idea.
Heath Hodges helps us, and then Rob Whitman has even more power.
Can get
'cause
us the money.
Maybe,
And if you think about it, everything that's being discussed here has happened since what, 12/18.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Mhm.
And Happy
Right.
New Year.
I just thought that's on my brain, Rob Whitman's name.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Okay,
Thank you.
so
Thank you.
So, well,
At this point, we have no action. So
Okay.
It's,
well, there's one item. What about the drone show? Should we bring that up now?
that's,
or is that something you want to?
Well, I mean, I just think that we can
budget.
go ahead, those guys are waiting on us to give us an answer. They jacked
Yeah.
the price up a lot. We can't have public events down there. I mean, we
No,
don't know
the other
when,
part of the story.
we
We'd
don't
have
know
to
when
do it
we're
in the
going
park.
to have, when we're going to have a temporary bridge, but we do
Right.
know if we're gonna plan for 4th of July, we need to sign a contract now, which we can't do.
well,
So
we'd
I
have
say
to
we-
do we'd have to do the drone show in the park.
Yeah.
And they don't want to do that.
No, but
So I say we can go
We
ahead.
Still have the money anyway.
There's $28,000 we didn't spend.
28?
Yeah.
Yep, that's how
Yeah,
much
They,
it was.
they jacked the price up a lot.
28,000 for that
Yeah.
I think
drone
that's what-
show?
That's
Yeah.
what they want. this
Yeah.
year.
I said
80%.
80% increase.
So let's go ahead and kill that now and make.
Yeah,
make
I feel
$28,000
bad.
bucks.
If
I didn't
you-
like it anyway.
If you heard 8%, I'm sorry, it was 80%.
Because
No, I heard
Over here,
70
Jane.
or 80%, but
I like
I-
the noise.
I liked it. I thought it was cool and it was a great idea. We tried like hell to get a barge.
we helped them get known on this side of the water
Yeah.
and help them to expand. I thought they were going to work with us a little bit
And that's what
better.
I-
Because it's the
Apparently
250th
not.
birthday. That's one reason they jacked it up.
Well, we weren't even looking at July the 4th. We were looking at the 3rd or the 5th. And one of the other issues was, I think the 4th is a Saturday, the 5th. Would anybody be even
No.
sticking around because you
No.
got to go back
It's
to
Sunday
work on the
night. Everybody's
6th,
got to go to
you know?
school next.
Monday, yeah.
But
I'm
Anyway, I
going
hate
to
to be
agree
the-
with you, Robbie, and I'll
To
second
be
your
the
motion.
4th of July hatchet guy. I love fireworks in this town and the drone show worked great too.
Well,
But this case, we can't have
No,
for-
we can't have people down there till we get
Yeah.
something sturdy.
it really helps Ted and me out that you're taking the.
I'll take
emails.
I'll take
if
it.
there,
Although
if
come
you
time,
made the motion, I'll second that, Robbie.
I make a motion to
Cancel.
not renew the 4th of July drone show contract
With Airlink.
with Airline.
With Airlink.
Second,
Put that money forward.
Yes, and we now earmark that for, and then we have some other money too for marina repairs. So we have some funds to get these engineers going. Once you get us a
but
contract.
that money, that we're saving on that could be also, some of it, not 28,000, but, some of that money could also be, towards other special events that we hold in town,
It would
Yep.
be 18,000, right?
or 18,000, whatever it is. So I second the motion.
All right. Any further discussion on that? Voice vote or can we do on? All in favor? Oh, roll call. All right. Marjorie Austin.
Yes.
Alana Courtney.
Yes.
I say yes. Beth Justin.
Yes.
Robbie Wilson.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm sorry that we're not going to do anything, but that's a lot of money, guys.
Yep.
That's a lot of money that we could use in other,
And it's for 15
Well,
months.
other
Let's
areas.
say that if we come up, town staff comes up with other items that they want to do. I mean, we can get some money, we can take some of that money back and put it towards 4th of July, like the band
Right.
thing, but we needed to give this vendor an answer, and I say that's what
Yeah,
was voted.
I think we've done the,
No.
I
I'm not
think
trying
we've
to
done the
kill 4th
right
of
thing.
July. I just want to kill the drone show at the marina.
Yeah,
And Bambi.
I agree.
Sorry.
Thank you, Robbie.
All right. So no action needed on Marina Bridge.
Not this time.
All right. So now we'll move on to the pump house. Uh, uh, sign up first. There's comment 2 coming up.
We pulled it. You want to reopen it? Because it says 6 o'clock and we pulled it at 6 o'clock.
Lord, let the man
Yeah, we
speak.
could let them.
Okay.
Yeah, see, look,
Yeah.
It's open. No,
Yeah.
when the time comes.
Yeah, public comment 2.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So the well pump house repair. The town's well pump house had a pipe failure on October the 8th while water quality tests were being run by Sidner. The system was shut down, a repair crew called in, and they stabilized the situation at that time. I asked for an estimate on several items pointed out in need of repair. After talking with Scott Funk of Kimberly Horn, our system engineer, I sought estimates on a complete replacement of the pipes and supports in the well pump house. Now, this is the reason he basically says, if you only address these few issues that have come up, you're just putting a Band-Aid on a bleeding wound. The 2 estimates were obtained, and the lowest bid is that by Sidner, $27,890. The Finance Committee reviewed both bids, noting Sidner is familiar with the system. I think Mr. Wilson pointed out earlier that there's $30,000 for repairs and maintenance in the budget. The staff recommendation is to authorize the town administrator to accept the quote from Sidner at $27,890. That's the same for the council requested action. You have a sample motion. You also have some pictures in front of you. I'd like to walk through the pictures very quickly. The one that looks like it's just showing a faucet, that one didn't come out as well as I wanted to. This coupling is leaking at the bottom. Then there's another photograph that shows the faucet relief valve that's leaking. The big picture, the one that really tells you what's happening there, is the one that shows the big pipes.
Sitting on the,
Yes, yes.
I like that one.
All right, so what you have there in the middle, pretty much focused in the middle, is basically a sleeve. You've got 2 pipes, and they're sleeved over, keeping them together.
It's a
Yeah.
patch.
It's a patch.
Right, it's a
All right.
Band-Aid.
So again, I wish I had pictures up there. So if you're standing in the well house door, the pipe comes in from the wall on the left, and it elbows 90 degrees and goes that way. Then it elbows again 90 degrees and goes, and then it elbows down into the ground, into the pit. The pit is where it's pumped up to the tank. Okay. What you're seeing in these pictures are along the pipe after the first elbow turn. Okay. The one that shows the sleeve, if you look really closely, you'll see where the pipe actually came out like this, and you can see the threads on the pipe, okay? When they were testing the water, they brought the pressure down. And when they brought the pressure back up, the water backflowed, hit that second 90 degree and drove the pipe that way. That's what separated the sleeve, okay? If you look down at the bottom, you'll see that the stand that the pipe sits on is completely down. It's completely rusted out. Now, a lot of the rust in there is attributed to, I understand, they used to keep the chlorine tanks in that same room. The chlorine tanks have been moved to the outside in a shed that's secured behind a gate that's secured, okay? But that's what's kind of caused this. When that support couldn't hold up on that pressure, it drove that pipe that caused the big leak, okay? So rather than fix a gasket here and a valve here and elbow, gasket here, they've recommended replacing the whole thing.
So does it still need all those elbows and turns and?
Pretty much.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that keeps it along, so you have space on the inside. It allows it to go in the room so that you're not going a weird catty corner across the.
Oh, okay.
Plus,
I see what
you've
you're
got
saying,
the chemical treatment is where it's separated. Just beyond that is where the chemical treatment takes place. So that's all set up against that wall. So the pipe's got to go by
Okay.
that area anyway.
Okay.
What right now, I kid you not, right now, where the elbow turn is, the support right now is a 4x4 and a 2x4.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's holding it together right now. So staff's recommendation is let's get this fixed.
Yep. Okay.
I
So,
make the motion
oh,
that, sorry, that jumped the gun.
no, go ahead.
Practicing.
Yeah. You're practicing
I'm practicing in case.
Yeah.
in case I'm not here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
in case nobody
No,
can
in case
remember who
you
I
answer.
am again,
I'm the,
in case I get forgotten down here.
oh yeah, no, I'll at least remember your name.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We got a gunner here, Marjorie, let it go.
I know. Run it.
I make to motion to authorize the town administrator to accept the quote of 27,890 for the repiping of the well house, adopting amendments to the town Urbanna employee.
No,
That is a,
no,
typo.
you need to go back. You have to put Sidner's name in there too, dear.
I'm just reading it as it's shown on the.
And I
Yeah, that's a
apologize.
type. So, yeah, so I make the motion for them to go ahead and get Sidner working on this and get this done soon, because this is
Yep.
very important, much more so than 2,000,
No.
2,789 bucks.
Second.
All right. Any further discussion on that one? All right, Marjorie,
Dang, Robbie, that was hard. Yes.
Was my first. one.
Alana Courtney.
Yes.
I say yes. Beth Justice.
Yes.
Robbie Wolf.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you. I'd be happy to sit down now.
Okay. Now we need public comment 2. We got Dan Sneed up first.
Mr. Mayor, may I offer just a clarification? For citizens comment, we ask that you sign up just so that it's orderly. But citizens comment, it's always, anybody can come up during that time.
Yes.
Yeah. That's why we have two, beginning and end.
Yep.
Go ahead.
I didn't sign up when I came.
It's all
No,
right.
no, that's fine.
No, that's-
It's okay.
You're signed up now.
I wanted to hear what was coming.
Right,
That's
right.
All right. Dan Sneed, been here since 86. The bridge, I want to talk about the bridge.
What's your address, Dan?
271 Colorado Avenue. Now, I saw some figures just this week, like something like $5 million and stuff like that. And it gave me heartburn. But anyway, this bridge thing, I've worked at the marina for 6-8 years, whatever. I'm familiar with the bridge. I'm familiar with what goes in and out of there. And I think I'm recommended to the council, we need to get a project manager to get involved in this, because we're going to have to deal with Corps of Engineers, probably even VDOT because of the road or whatever, marine resources, and somebody that knows how to put in whatever is needed there. Several of us have talked about it. as far as building a bridge and all that, that might be overkill. There are culverts now that are used under highways, 5, 6 foot culverts that would take care of the water flow, allow a kayak to go through, and be strong enough to handle our big fire truck. I'm just suggesting, I think we need a project manager to take this over and take the whole thing and see it through.
That's essentially what this engineering firm is doing, is they're giving us different, because
Okay.
they know the agencies and they know what the plans are.
We haven't heard any, okay.
And
When will we see some options of how to do it and that sort of
Correct.
thing?
Well, they're just gonna give us a price quote and a scope of work.
and I've matter of fact, Robbie and I talked about the same thing. I think with culverts, because I know what you're talking about,
Mhm.
and it seems like it wouldn't be that complicated, but
Right. We
that-
don't need to
obviously-
rebuild a huge bridge. Yeah. Yeah.
right.
So,
With a little swing deck and you can operate it. Charge a toll.
okay. I would like to see some project management on this.
Couple barges
Yeah.
go in and out.
Okay?
Yep.
Somebody on our side,
Yes.
on our side.
You mean as opposed to an engineering firm that's gonna
Yes,
charge
I
us a
think we need-
bazillion dollars
we need-
before we
we
get
need to-
started? Yeah,
All right,
thank you.
Mr. Mayo.
Thanks, Dan.
Was
good.
Hear me.
Row.
William Mayo, 320 Rappahannock Avenue. I'm going back in memory lane. Like Mr. Goldsmith said, I've been coming to this meetings ever since early 80s.
I was afraid you weren't going to talk tonight.
Okay. The town council supposedly back in the early 80s supposed to appropriate money every year for that bridge. It's always been a problem, the bridge, our water system, and our sewer system. And if we appropriated money back in the early, it looked like it should go towards that bridge now. We should have plenty of money for the bridge. And another thing, why can't we ask the county to help? We're part of the county. We pay taxes. Nobody else back can help.
Yeah.
Well, you should go out, get Ted running there and jump up and down. They'll look at it. They may help us.
If we go bankrupt, they won't have any choice. They'll have to take us.
And that's part of the reason we reached out to the Public Access Authority, because they're the ones that handle it for this
Okay,
whole
yeah.
region.
It wouldn't hurt for all of y'all go over at one time.
I'll go.
Thanks.
All right.
Mr. Mayor, let folks know, I had a meeting with the county administrator yesterday about the bridge,
Okay.
and he gave me guidance.
Gave you what?
Guidance.
Guidance,
Oh,
Oh,
which is not the same as money.
I thought he
That's
said
right.
guns. I was gonna say, damn.
All right.
Who's he gonna shoot?
We're not going to rule that out, though.
there's
a-
this gentleman.
Anybody
wanted to
else
say
for
something.
public comment?
Yes.
All right.
Big thank you.
State your name and address, please.
My name is Bruce Murray, 150 Marston Avenue. And I grew up in this town, moved away, moved back. And I don't think the town will ever have enough money to fix that bridge if you hire an engineering firm and go through all that. So your best bet, as the town manager said, an overlay bridge to go over top of it and be done with it. You don't have to get anybody involved in it.
But that's not a permanent.
Of course it is. Absolutely. It's permanent. You put that in, it fastens to the ground, and that's it. And you don't worry about what's underneath it. It's not going anywhere. The town, unless you can get 100% grant or 95%, the town will never be able to afford to fix it. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're at the corner of Marston and Cross? Oh,
No. You're in the gray house. Love that. house.
that was just built.
I want that
Oh.
house.
The house on there was built in 1959.
Okay. All right.
Centuries. It's a great idea.
If
Thank
there's
you.
nobody else for public comment, we're moving on to announcements and requests. Anybody got an announcement?
Nope.
requests?
Yeah, my treatments are all over.
Yeah. Awesome, wonderful.
Thank
Been
you.
a long time.
The bell, she rang.
I did.
She did here.
Okay, all right.
I did. Friday,
No
I
need
rang
for
my
a
bell.
closed meeting. Marjorie,
Motion to adjourn.
all in favor?
I
Thank you all for coming. Thanks for playing.
I knew I recognized you, Bruce. I was just having a hard time. My brain. I thought